All right, guys. Welcome to episode 66 of the Drag Drive Repeat show presented by Summit Racing. Y'all, tonight's a great show. We've got guest co-host Mr. Adam Dorey is going to be on with me tonight. I'm kind of excited about this. We got Greg Jones and Jonathan Stonecipher on to discuss upcoming Six Summer and how Greg is going to dominate and just smack some bootay while he goes up there in his Rocky Mountain Rocky Mountain Race Week class winning Nova. All right, I'm going to bring Adam on here in just a second, but first, let's play the intro video. We're going to pack things up and hit the road, trying to make it the next day. All right, guys, welcome to the Drag Drive Repeat show. My name is Mike Narx. I'm the host of the Drag Drive Repeat show and news. The news happens on Saturday mornings, and typically I have a gentleman here to my right that's Eric White. But you know what? He's not here tonight because him and Jeff Oppenheim are hanging out because Eric's in Pittsburgh for work, and I can't imagine a better person to give you a tour of the city. So let's bring in my guest co-host tonight. Mr. Adam Dorey of That's Cool Drink, the voice of Rocky Mountain Race Week, the voice of sick events, the voice of Mod Nats. Dude, tell every I missed about half of the ones that you announced it. So introduce yourself, tell them who you are and all that stuff.
I'm doing everything. I'm basically I'm making money with my mouth. No, I'm a free agent. I'm working for everybody that'll pretty much have me. Man, Havlic's fastest streetcar deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on. That's going to be Gangster with Al Tucci.
Oh,
So that's going to be that's bucket list type stuff right there. I
for
got
sure.
to announce with Brian Loans at the Indy 800 with Cletus event on Freedom
Intense.
Plus. That was awesome. So I'm getting a chance to see and hang out with a bunch of my folks. But
Yep.
this is cool. Yes, I'm gonna be on Six Summer. Exactly, and on top of that, Tom's offered me the ability to write a few articles for Sick the Mag as well. So lots and lots of stuff happening
Yep.
over there, and that's helping kind of keep me afloat as well. He's
Yep.
paying me for that as well, which is cool. Tom and Sick the Mag are also sponsoring the presented by at Rocky
Yep.
Mountain Race Week and Race Week for 2024 as well. So presented by is basically the live stream sponsor and the announcer sponsor. So he's covering me at that event as well.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Matt with Rocky Mountain Race Week is covering me at the Havlic's Fastest Streetcar Shootout. So Rocky Mountain Race Week is a sponsor at that event as well, and he's covering all of my expenses. So shout out to the people kind of getting behind
Yep.
me with all this stuff. And Mod Nats is one that I've done for years, and that's been a really really cool race. And it's on Veterans Day weekend always. Unapologetically, it's run by a Special Operations Air Force vet. I'm a Special Operations Army vet.
Nice.
They have a ton of veteran racers and stuff out there, so that's
Yep.
cool. That's a lot of stuff coming up. Obviously, Rocky Mountain Race Week, and lots with Freedom Plus. Those guys have been really feeding me some work, and that's cool because that is a lot of high profile stuff in front
Yep.
of a ton of people. And the more I get my name out there, the better it's going.
Dude, I can't wait. That is great. That is great news. I love it. And all right, let's get to this thing because we got great guests that are already downstairs or
Sorry.
backstage or whatever we call them, and we got to get to it. This is going to be a little different for Adam because we're gonna crank through this. Adam does a lot of great interviews on his podcast, As Cool Drink, and I love watching and listening to those. And you just dropped the Michael Narx, Steven Narx I guess, podcast the other
Yeah,
day that was fun to go back through and listen to that.
definitely. Definitely, yeah, and yeah, we are dropping full on
Yeah.
podcasts. I'm doing YouTube stuff, and it's going to my Facebook as well. I'm about 20 episodes behind on the actual
Hey,
podcast.
that's all right. That kind of lets us relive that stuff. All right, guys. Well, we can't do this without our friends that are out there, our race car friends. We can't do that without you guys. So, and we can't do it without our sponsors: Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Change 3D, Howard's Cams, Performer Built Transmissions, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk. And our newest media partner, PowerTube. And we're dropping another new sponsor later tonight. So I'm excited about that. Summit Racing Speed Legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. Fueling your passion, they save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Adam, you hear that? 1,500 brands. You know they have that many?
It's a lot of brands.
A lot of brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You can also find them on their podcast, On All Cylinders. And if you like, discussions like what we're having tonight, from humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Find everything you need on summitracing.com. Gentlemen's agreement. Here's how this works. I love doing this. I love providing content, but y'all, Adam knows this firsthand. It's not cheap and it is very time consuming. So, gentlemen's agreement is I'm going to keep doing this on my side, but I need you to hit that follow button or that subscribe button wherever you're watching this. Do that for me on your side. That helps us, grow through all the stuff, algorithms, comments, all that kind of thing. We need you to do that stuff so we can continue the growth here. And then we can't do all of this without our race car friends. It wouldn't be possible to have you guys here with us. I'm telling you, when I'm working at 5 a or at 1 a.m. at night, it's and I jump on there and I see I've got 20 notifications and they're from folks that are saying stuff about Drag and Drive. Makes a big difference, I'm telling you. And obviously, our sponsors make travel possible, make all the things that we do possible. Summit Racing, Driven Racing Oil, Molly Motorsports, Car Change 3D, Howard's Cams, Performer Built Transmissions, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk, and PowerTube TV. And I think, let me see what my notes are. I think
Is now the time?
I think it may be right after I thank PowerTube because I just recorded a bunch of stuff this morning, so my voice is tired. I've been at it all day long. I
You're
recorded some
making your
stuff for
mouth make you
PowerTube.
money too. I
I
mean,
know
it
that's right.
happens. It happens
Yeah.
with the best of us.
Yep. So PowerTube has given me the opportunity to host the Southeast Gassers TV show, just super cool. So I want to say thank you to them. And if you're not following PowerTube TV everywhere, you need to do that. They also have an app you can put on your TV. And anytime I can't find something to watch on some of the other apps, I just flip on PowerTube. There's like 6 different channel types on their podcasts, and you can see it all here: culture, racing, builds, tech, how to, all the stuff they play over there. So, highly recommend PowerTube TV. And now, let's break in to the new sponsor. And I'm kind of sad that Eric's not on here to do this with me, but Adam, you'll have to do.
I mean, I'm sorry that
No,
I'm not
don't
to
be
the
sorry.
cool level of Eric, but I'm happy to be here for it. I really am.
Yeah. See, Howard's Cam community segment. You guys know, love our boy Luke B over at Howard's Cams. And this has been one of my favorite segments. And we've grown it. It started as what was just community updates, but now we talk about a few cars in the beginning and then we bring on a guest. So let's hit this intro video for this part. And then we're going to bring in Jonathan and Greg after I talk about 2 bits of cars that are in the community.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend, Luke B, for your next valve train upgrade.
All right, Luke B's the
Also, a note. I guess I build my car with your sponsors, which is awesome. I have Howard's lifters in the Cadillac motor.
That's what I'm talking about. Love it. I love it. Well, whenever you're ready for another set, let's talk to Luke B and the team.
My engine guy in Denver, that's all he uses.
Yeah.
So he was like, "You get Howard's lifters, or I'm not putting any in there."
That's great. That's
Okay,
great.
got
That's
it.
what we love to
Check.
hear. Like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Let's talk about this car right here real quick, and then we're going to bring in Jonathan Stonecipher and Greg Jones to talk
This
about how much fun this next adventure of theirs is going to be.
this car, um, this car is an unassuming car.
Yeah.
You would never know that this car has trophies on trophies on trophies on trophies. But yeah, Greg knocks it out of the park with this
Yeah.
car, and he beats it mercilessly. And he's one of the dudes that he's not looking for anything kind of special or anything along the way, but he's a paraplegic. He's a handicapped dude. The thing has hand controls in it,
Yeah.
and he drives it down the road. He races it. He makes passes. He does the whole thing, but he does it all with hand controls, and that's a
So freaking cool.
whole different level of respect because
Yeah.
I can't drag race with the use of my legs. This dude does it and does it like really well, and like I said, wins like crazy. We were talking a little bit before this, and I said he's got at least 2 wins, but you'll tell us how many he has because you are
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah. He's gonna have to tell us because my I did not have all my stuff pulled up for my Rocky Mountain stuff, and of course now I got to go back and do the other design stuff so we can put the WAF Racing on the bottom here.
Yeah,
All righty.
yeah.
Mr. Greg Jones, come on in here. Let me get the picture of your car off the screen, and let's talk about how awesome you two are as a combo, and how many events you guys have done together. And then introduce yourself.
Together as him as a co-pilot, we've done 2,
3.
3
This will be number 4.
in
That's
total. I think I've done 9 Dragon drives total.
And how many have you won?
1, 2, 1 second, and 1 third.
Nice. Yeah, dude, that's so impressive. I mean, so
Yeah.
impressive. And it's an index car,
Yeah.
typically 12.0, right?
Yes, usually.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, and that's one of the things that Jonathan and I talk about all the time is this car's won 12.0 and 13.0, I think, right?
No, I got a second,
think-
13.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I was going to
2
say
first.
I think both of his wins were 12s. So,
Yeah.
That's
but
awesome.
it is so awesome. And it is and like I said, like it's not it's a different thing. You do it all with your hands.
Yeah.
I haven't had you on my deal, and this isn't my show, and I'm sorry, Mike, but tell us about drag racing a car with hand controls. How crazy is that to have that much? I mean, it's a 12.0 car. It's got to run faster than that because it runs the 12.0 index. But 12, an 11-second street car is a badass street car, and add to that, you're doing it all with your hands. Talk to us about it real quick.
You stay pretty busy in there behind the wheel, gassing, braking, shifting, steering. That's a lot of stuff to do with your hands.
Hell yeah! And you do manually shift the car.
Not this car, no.
Okay, got it.
That's
So it just
really-
like sticks in drive and does its thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were just talking about this. We went to Tulsa to test Friday night, and Greg had a yellow first gen Camaro back several years ago, and it ran the same all out as what about this car actually might be a little faster all out than that car, but it was always trailered. And I told him, I said, it's amazing how in 10 years we went from what cars were to now we got a car that's capable of running mid 11s and quicker, and you just drive it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I like to say it's like cheating because like 20 years ago, that car would have a raunchy cam and would barely idle, and you could barely drive the freaking thing. And now it's just hop in, hit the key, and you can get 20 miles a gallon driving down the road and still go mid 11s.
Yeah.
Brandon Parker is asking who did the hand controls in the car.
I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did all of it.
That's awesome.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
And
that's really cool.
I don't care. I'll take back everything that Stonecipher told me about you. You're all right.
Greg he had to show me how to use the hand controls in case we ever had an emergency or anything. And then I've loaded the car on the trailer with the hand controls. It's it gives you a whole new respect for what he does to drive.
Seriously, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like there's got to be so much involved in there. And I mean I'm a stick shift guy, so I got stuff flying around like crazy. But again, I got the use of my legs, so whole different level of respect for Greg. And I actually didn't know that that Greg didn't have the use of his legs until he won his first 12-0, I think. And I called him to come to the stage, and I was like, where the hell is he? And he was, I mean, he's in his chair. He's rolling up. He's short in his chair. So I was like, Greg. And he came rolling up, and I was like, oh, whole new respect on this guy's name. So good on you, dude. I just think that's so freaking cool. And yeah, I mean, there's just so much involved, and you know, I mean, really just even overcoming all of that to still drive hot rods and have fun doing it. I dig it. I love that you're doing it.
He's got the same drive and motivation as we do. He just got a couple extra steps.
Right. Yeah. If you know what I'm saying.
It's one thing that I love about his car is it's so clean. Like it's one of the nicest cars in the parking lot, and he's not scared to beat on it. But one conversation we've had in the past is that there was one week where he won, I think either first or second in the 12 or 13 class, and the dude did it in like 12 passes throughout the entire week. And then there was this last event where he made 12 runs at Vandermeer one night.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just wanted to win.
Well, and that's it. If you guys haven't seen any of the Rocky Mountain Race Weeks, especially, they're kind of the OGs in the index racing world. And man, I mean, the top 10 spots typically in 11-0, 12-0, 13-0, 14-0 are less than a tenth between 10 people. And first and second place are typically like a thousandth or two away from each other. Somebody in the top 3 or 4 hits the number on the button at least once through the week. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, these guys round robin their cars like crazy. And that doesn't surprise me that you made 12 passes at Vandermeer.
I think I had to run a 002 just to keep my spot at Vandermeer.
Yep.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I was the last car that went through that night. I did it.
Attaboy. So, and that's the same, like we were just talking to the boys with Drop the Hammer. That's 003 is 3 thousandths from exactly where he needs to be. And that's just to keep his spot where he's at. Like that's pretty amazing stuff. And to be able to pull that off, even in 13 passes with a car that you know real well, that's impressive stuff.
And that night I had planned to leave. I was going to go edit a video, but Greg just kept coming back around. So I think I probably have like 6 or 8 of those passes on camera because I wanted to get that one that he needed, you know, because we had done the math earlier in the day and it was like, man, it was going to be really, really tough. And he was how many times did you go under that night? I think like 3 times you went under.
Yeah, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then, of course, you know, if it's like a 12-10, you might as well throw that thing in the trash. Like it's not going to matter. So this is for the folks that are going to be new to drag and drive and index racing and stuff. How do you slow the car down or speed it up in that kind of incremental time? Like, is it, hey, the transmission's still hot, I'm going to go down and make a pass because that's going to cost me 500ths or something like that?
I usually, most of it's done with a mechanical throttle stop that I made on my hand controls, and I fine tune it with timing.
Wow, that's wild.
When I did it, and I won the 13-0 class in the first Rocky Mountain Race Week, and I think I had a 13-03 in that one, and it wasn't as close as it is now, and we had way less guys. I think second place was 13-10 or something like that.
Wow.
But I used weight a lot. I would not unpack the trunk in the car. Use a lot of that, short shift a lot. And there's a lot in staging. If you deep stage, it takes some time off of the car. And it's, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. And at some tracks, I mean, I was in the 13-0 class and my car went 1140. So I was a little bit sandbaggy, but it
Which is
went like
probably hard to do that
right.
much off. Yeah.
It's to take like a second and a half out. Yeah, I was trying to find places on the track to let off and just
That was
coast. So
that was the biggest surprise for me and Greg, because we both started the first year in 18. Was both of our we both showed up. He had a black Super Sport Camaro, and then I had the SR-71 Trans Am that year, and it was surprising how tight. Like my first day, I went out and my second pass, I went a 13:07. I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be all right, you know. And I checked it in, and then I'm in like 12th place, and I'm
right.
like, oh shit.
Well,
Yeah.
07 wasn't worth nothing apparently.
No, it
turns
wasn't.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Lump says in 17, he got third with a 13:09.
Yeah, I went like in that same year, I went a 01 and a 01 the last 2 days, but my average was still 13:04 and I was in 10th place.
Yeah.
So
It's freaking wild, dude. It's
Yeah.
freaking wild. And it comes down to that last day, and like the second place guy needs 0, 0, 0
if you
to
run
even get
13
ahead of the
over-
first place guy. But if the first place guy goes 01, he's there. Like he
Yeah.
beats you.
Yep.
And it gets that way throughout the week, and it's so much fun because those races are typically tighter than all of the heads up races. And
Yep.
I mean, they're racing for the same $1,000 that everybody else is, so it's a very cool deal.
Ed, that's what you're saying there. I know exactly what you mean, because the car that I ran 13:0 with, it was a bottom 12-second car at some of the tracks, and probably could have been a 12:0, but it wouldn't do it at some of the elevations, so I was screwed. So
Right.
And for the folks listening on the podcast, NHRA stock Ed Hohenberg says sandbagging my Cobra 2 seconds was so hard.
It is. It really is. Slowing stuff down that much is a pretty tough prospect, honestly.
Josh had already been Josh Rom, the winner last year at 2.0, had already messaged us and given us a hard time. So we figured out a 14:0 tune, just so I know he can't probably go that slow.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, talk to us about how. So we talk about a lot of passes. That usually is how you get there. Oh, I'm going to take the tire out. I'm going to add the tire back, whatever. But how do you do it 4 different tracks in 10 passes? How does that week work?
Mostly because I had a lot of runs the year before at those same tracks.
Mm.
I
Data.
take pretty good notes.
There you go. I guess that could make
I've
sense.
got a lot of data.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. When you told me that, I think it was like 10 or 12 passes you had made in a week. And I was like, how does that even make sense? And then, then this next time you make a whole bunch of passes. So let's talk about DYO and your approach to how you're going to take on Six Summer and that class. Are you going to be working for an OO index type deal? Or are you going to see what you run the first day, and how do you adjust from there?
We'll probably start with how many runs I get on the first day. So I don't have no idea. These are all tracks I've never been to. I have no idea what it's gonna do. So
Too.
You better hope not.
yeah. So
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
The good thing is, even no matter what the number is, the car repeats good. So that's that's a good thing about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess that's the same question I've got with Mike. Like, are you just going to run it and hope to repeat it, or are you going to try to sandbag a little bit so you got something in the bank?
Oh yeah, I'll sandbag a little bit because you never know. You might need it.
You might need a little something extra.
Yeah.
kind of what we had talked about, actually, to try to run a 12-0, and then that way we're still working at, I don't know what kind of elevations or DA or anything we're going to be working with, but if we got notes that are close, we were wanting to try to run 12-0. That way we're working, because he's going to turn right around and do Rocky Mountain Race Week also.
Oh, are you serious? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a week
Nice.
later.
Are you window licking for him on that one too, John?
No, I'm taking my other black car on that.
The gas chamber?
No, I'm actually taking my Corvette.
Okay.
The gas
All right.
chamber's tired. I did Michael's race back in April, and it's very tired. The motor's showing its age. So
That's okay, because so are you. But
So
got right on.
he bought some New Balances. He's ready. Jorts.
Good.
He's ready to go.
Yep.
who's riding with you on Rocky Mountain, Greg?
As far as I know, be by myself this time.
Wow. Well, I'm glad he was by himself on race week because Greg actually let me jump in from the ride from Glendemere to Pueblo. It was awesome. Listen, when I tell you the car is nice, it's amazing. Rides great, drives great, and we could have conversations in there. It was awesome.
I was gonna say it's a little different than riding mine, is it not, Mike?
Oh, dude, way different. Like Jonathan's just you become one with the vibration of the car, your entire body just the whole time.
Right.
Greg's doesn't do that. Greg's has nice seats. It's comfortable. It's quiet.
That's why I enjoy being his co-pilot, because it's actually nice. It's like vacation week.
Hell yeah. Tell us.
He's,
I actually, again, I'm going to take over your show, Mike. Enjoy.
Dude, bring it. That's
Tell
why
us
you're
about
here,
the
man.
Nova, dude. I don't know. I know nothing about the combo in the Nova. I just know that I see it making tons and tons and tons and tons of passes. But what's what powers the thing? How quick has it been? What kind of rear end? What kind of suspension, etc.
It's a 7-liter LS engine,
Nice.
4L80 transmission, a Ford 9-inch.
Nice. Is it a like a crate 7-liter, or is it something that someone built?
No, it's I built it, pieced it together, found a blown up short block and from this guy and heads from this guy, and just pieced it all together.
Hell yeah.
It made 617 at the wheels at Tuned by JP's.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No power adder. This is a NA car too, so that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, 7 liters of 427. That thing, I mean, it cooks good. I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's one of the things being up in the tower. Like, I get to watch these cars do their thing, and I get to watch every quarter-mile pass. But I don't have a lot of other insight about this stuff. As we go, like, I don't have a chance to cruise through the pits typically and like, hey, what's this thing? So that's like my podcast. That's what I've been doing, is trying to learn more about these cars so I can talk about them better. So now I can talk a little more about you, other than winning like crazy and having Sasquatch next to you.
How many miles have you put on that car?
Just guessing, I'd say probably 15,000 in just the last few years, 4 or 5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I drive it a lot.
Love that.
It's been to Gulfport, Mississippi, and Bandimere in Denver, Colorado. It's been in a lot of different places.
Yeah. So will Byron and Tri-State and all those tracks be new to you? Have you ever been to those tracks with the car, I guess?
Yeah, I've never been to them. It'll all be new.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
Me
awesome.
too. All brand new tracks for me. I'm so excited for that. That's in my opinion, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. That's one of the best things about Drag and Drive, is you get to see all these cool new tracks. And on top of that, you get to race on them. So, I mean, who's cooler than you that day? No one.
That's right. And I can't wait for you guys to get to Great Lakes. It's really an interesting format. You do a burnout up a little small hill, and then the stands last time were packed on a Tuesday. I mean, like standing room only. So I would imagine we're going to do that again. So it's pretty cool. Great Lakes is really a neat track, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Byron obviously is Eric's home track, so he's going to be there on Monday. So he'll be bothering you guys on Monday, and then I'm going to drive up as far as I can Wednesday night, and then I'll catch you guys racing on Thursday morning and do Thursday and Friday. So
Hell yeah.
So and then I'm going to see you again on Rocky Mountain 1.0. So bring it on.
How cool is that, dude? Back to back Dragon Drives.
Yeah.
That's some like heroic type stuff right there, dude. Good for you.
We'll see if the car lives. See if I live through it.
I'm doing that, but I'm flying to the start of Six Summer, and I've got the week off just to kick my feet up and lick my wounds from that before we head out for Rocky Mountain Race Week. So you're definitely doing more thrashing and junk than I am. I'll just be drunk pretty much for Six Summer. You'll be working.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the things I do want to talk about is you drive on your race tires. So tell us what tire you use and why you like it so much.
I have a Mickey Thompson drag radial on it right now. I had been running the M&Hs, but at Bandamere, was it 2 years ago?
Uh-huh.
There was some cords showing. So we had to get what we could get, and we put the Mickey Thompsons on there, and they work great. I like them.
That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
they're 17s, right, on the back?
Yep, 17s all the way around. Yeah.
And
17s
did
all
you
the way
do that-
around, yeah. And it
did you do
looks
that
legit as hell.
Yeah. It looks great. Is the fender widened? Do you have has it been massaged or anything?
The
No.
back.
On the back. No, it's mini tubbed in rear.
Yeah, because
Okay, but it's not stretched for a taller.
No.
Nice.
and what size rears and why did you go 17s all the way around?
The rears, I think there's
305.
305 17s on the rear, and I don't remember what's on the front, but I
The front
just had the
doesn't
wheels.
matter.
I bought the wheels. I bought the wheels at a swap meet. That's why I've got 17s on it.
Oh,
And the,
yes.
and the tires that are on it is because that's what they had at the track when we were there. Because whatever size they had that day in 17s, that's what it was going to have.
Yeah.
Me and Greg actually mounted them by hand at Bandamere
Oh,
because they didn't have a tire machine. It was horrible. Like
Did
I
they
can't
have
imagine.
Did they have tire spoons at least?
they did have
They
tire
did,
spoons.
yes.
Yeah,
But still,
Oh.
doing a 17 and it doesn't have a ton of sidewall on it.
exactly.
Yee.
And they
No
didn't have a
thanks.
balance, so my passes that day were a little shaky.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ease down to the closest tire shop. Like, dude, can you do something, please?
His
I can't drive.
co-pilot's a little shaky too, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. He's been riding in the other Nova. He's used to it by now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
for
yeah.
all those miles, is that a typical thing? Have you always keep your race tires on?
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, I
yeah.
have
How
some,
long do they
lightweight-
typically last?
About three dragon drives, 3 week long dragon drives.
That's not bad. That's not
I mean,
bad
that's
at
like
all.
5,000 miles. Pretty,
Yeah,
by the time you do
including
burnouts and all that
some
stuff.
race time and stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
that ain't
Yeah.
bad.
Quite a bit of testing.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, talk about doing it kind of on the cheap. You don't need another set of wheels. You don't need another set of tires. You just,
Yeah.
whatever money you spend is the money you spend. It's no big deal. And I mean, 3 dragon drives, that could be 3 years for most people.
Right.
Yeah.
He
For
was,
most
he's
people.
gonna say he's actually got a set of lightweight race wheels, but the car picks up too much.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would
They're
add
taking
weight?
away-
Don't take power away.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you've been on a bunch of them. What are some of the favorite routes that you've been on? Like, what are some of the drives that you've enjoyed? I know the drive that you took with me is probably your top 3. Me being
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
pasture was cool, but what are some of the others?
I like the drives through the Rocky Mountains. They were great.
Yeah.
The scenery stuff I'd never seen before. Well, actually, about anything I've never seen before, I like.
Yeah.
It's not the same old Northwest Arkansas roads that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, the
What,
drive to Tulsa you could probably do in your sleep.
Yeah.
One of the things I ask on my my podcast, and I'm just going to again take over Drive Driver Pete here tonight, but what's your favorite racetrack?
Ooh.
Bandamere was
Eith-
really cool.
I was going to
I
say
really
either
like
current or
Bandamere.
not. I mean, whatever. But
Yeah. I really
What
like
about you,
Bandamere. It's
Stonecipher?
really a cool track.
Mocan is home for me. It's where I made my first pass, and I've actually made more passes there than I have any other track in the country. But as far as my favorite, Bandamere was by far my favorite track.
Yeah.
And excluding Bandamere, probably Noble. So,
I dig it.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to answer that too. I'm going to say in my top 3 is probably Bandamere and then Bristol, Thunder Valley and Bristol. That was
Totally.
that
I've
was
never
pretty
got to
neat.
race there.
I thought you might have to say Tulsa.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not-
he's
I'm not
contractually obligated.
I love Tulsa. Tulsa #1. I mean, let's just be honest. Tulsa Raceway Park, Osage Casino and Hotel, Tulsa Raceway Park #1 on your list.
That's right. That's
Number
right.
one in your
That's
article.
that's the place I've made my second most passes, and that may be where you've made. Have you made the
I've probably made the most passes at Tulsa.
So
Made a bunch.
And he means out of anyone.
Right.
Anyone
Ever.
ever made
Period.
that, that's
Anyone
all.
that's ever made a pass down that drag strip, he's got more.
yeah.
I'm kind of the
He got
same
most.
way as you. Bandimere was my home track, so Bandimere, I mean, gets obviously some mention there because why not? But man, so many other cool tracks. I really like Bradenton in Florida.
Yeah.
That track it's cool outlaw feel, but that track is gangster, and they have a really good concession stand.
Greg had actually tried to get us into Sick Week, and we didn't get in. That's the only reason why we haven't been to Bradenton yet. So
as soon as you get in, get your asses down there. That track, all those tracks, honestly, those are all kind of big boy tracks especially for a drag and drive. That's kind of a rare thing. Like typically you get one, outlier that you're like, hey, yeah, we might have a throwaway track. Every one of those tracks lays it down. It's gangster.
Yeah.
The only thing we're afraid of is if we went down there and did some racing and we look at the weather and it's 5 degrees here, we may not want to come back.
That was 100% me. I flew home into a blizzard. It was, I mean, I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in April.
Yeah.
I had a freaking sunburn while I was flying home into a blizzard.
Yeah. So that first year, it snowed here for Sick Week 2022. And luckily Aaron Sladen and our boy Tyler Basham were driving through the area and picked me up, or I wouldn't have been down there. And so we left because it was snowing so bad that the flight was canceled. So thank goodness to them. They kicked off all of this that you're watching right now. But it was not hard to leave this place.
Hell yes.
Well, what are obviously Byron's going to be a fun track for you for Sick Summer. Are there any that you've scouted, or is there anything that you're nervous about on the trip there? Are you towing the car there? Do you drive it there? Give us some feedback.
We'll tow it there. Little nervous because I've never been to any of the tracks.
Yeah.
It's all new, no data. We'll just have to see what we can do.
I told him the only thing I was nervous about is if we get routed through Chicago.
Yeah, that's just not going to be good.
Get out with the car.
They have the routes out, actually. That's one of the things that Sick does. Let me pull it up here real quick. I can't share my screen because I'm not a co-host.
Yep. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. Can I get that from on the Sick the Magazine website there?
Yeah, Sick the Magazine, and it'll be events and Sick Summer 2024.
Here we go.
Routes.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, totally. So Byron to Cordova. Yeah, I don't think there's any spot on here where we're going through Chicago. So you can, bring your gun because that's what you do.
Oh yeah, we always do
it's
that.
going to be there.
Yeah. But I don't. You hopefully don't. Doesn't look like you'll be using it.
Nope. It doesn't look like any of the stuff we're going to go through is going to be Chicago. Looks like we're all staying above Chicago, even any kind of suburb or anything like that. So
yeah, kind of nowhere near there. So yeah, no, it should be good. Kind of near-ish Milwaukee is as close as it looks like we're going to get for anywhere that might be a little bit wacky, but I think we're fine. It should be great.
Good.
Yeah, and there's going to be.
What was the name of that brewery that Laverne and Shirley worked at? We might have to stop there. I think that was in Milwaukee.
Hold on, we gotta look that up. That's
Schultz.
That's a great point.
Schlitz.
Milwaukee. It wasn't Schlitz though, was it?
Adam's already planning on going with us.
Yeah,
I'm getting us reservations actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm finding it here. There's a brewery tour for Laverne and Shirley tribute.
The Lakefront Brewery Tour in Milwaukee.
That's the one.
Yeah, let's go. Can't wait. Yeah, Lakefront Brewery. Despite the name, the brewery is on the Milwaukee River, not Lake Michigan. Okay. Yeah,
it was filmed at the old Schlitz Brewery, but doesn't give what the name is. Schatz Brewery smock used in Laverne and Shirley. Schatz Brewery.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
the lakefront is a tribute, a brewery tour for Laverne and Shirley tribute. So it's not the real thing.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm
So
in.
they're
When
not
do
going
y'all
to be
go?
there.
Can
Yeah.
we do that on
Brian
Thursday?
Shuffler
They may
will.
be. I don't know. I hope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. And again, I'm going to drive up Wednesday night, and then Eric's going to meet us back there on Friday morning. So, or at Byron on Friday morning. So, anybody know? Is there a Motion Raceworks party this year? I know they're doing the Rock Falls, Illinois party.
I know that they are a stop, and I imagine it'll end up being a party.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, if we're going to stop there, it's going to end up being a party. It was
Yeah,
a blast
exactly.
last year. It was a great time. Got to hang out
I've
with
never
Howard
been.
and Joey
I've
Price
never
and them.
been. I'm so excited to see Motion Raceworks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think there's a lot of racers that I think we're going to see a lot of Rocky Mountain racers kind of venture up there to Six Summer as well. And I'm pumped to see you guys are going to have to be back on after doing both events back to back and tell us, is that hard? 'Cause I think that's gonna
No,
be
it's easy, Mike.
intense.
It
Yeah, it's
everyone should
easy.
do it. Yeah,
It's cool
everyone
to
should. It's
spend
no problem at all.
3,000 miles in the same car. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. It's no big deal.
Probably 2,000 miles. So,
Both
yeah.
both of you guys and Greg are self-employed, so maybe I just need to do that.
Well, let's
Yeah.
hold off on the employed. Like I'm self, but I'm not
Yeah.
like getting paid or nothing for any of this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's a business that writes me checks, but I don't know how much money's in that account ever.
Right, exactly. I mean,
I
I'm
just
making
hope
it,
it
but I mean,
clears.
I'm still eating ramen noodles. So
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll just call it self.
that's nothing new. So that ain't really anything to get over.
No,
Yeah.
hell no.
Well, I mean, you got to do that. You know, race car parts are important.
Yes, they are,
right.
and they're not cheap.
That's right.
And then Ed Hohenberg says, or just drink vast quantities of parking lot beers. Yeah, and it's better if they belong to other people. When they
You want to know
start-
why? They're free.
Yeah,
They're a whole lot freer.
yes, yeah, I'm a fan. All right, well, guys, what haven't we talked about that we need to?
On Adam's trailer, no trailer.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's
trailer.
actually a discussion we've had.
So,
Yeah.
Trailer or no trailer?
Trailer, no
Oh,
trailer.
we don't pull a trailer.
No shit. I'm kidding. You unload that crap every day?
Yes.
If he has to, sometimes he doesn't even unload it. He goes out and makes a rip and sees if he needs to or not.
Right, exactly. You may not need to take the crap out of the trunk. Man, even solo? That mad
Yeah.
respect, dude. That's gangster.
And I was trying to think, how many of you done solo?
All of them except 3 you were with me on.
Okay. So
So
six,
you've
I've
done 9 and only 3 with a co-pilot.
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says. You're maybe the most gangster dude in drag and drive that exists. That
Pretty awesome.
is impressive. Holy cow.
To just be in your head by yourself that long, I would have a problem with that. That's why I need a co-pilot. I
Right?
need somebody to bounce these ideas off of. Is this dumb? Yes.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do it?
Yeah, you're an
Oh
idiot.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Should I give this card away? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we're gonna figure out a time this year for that. We're gonna be giving the Narx card away sometime this year. Jonathan Stonecipher is helping me get it back together at some point. So I'm
Does he
excited
know
about
that yet? Or does he
No.
just
Oh, yeah.
find out?
Yeah,
no,
he's the one. He's like cracking the whip. He's like, dude, get to work on it. Dude, change. It's just a
I text him about every 3 days. Have you found a tranny yet? Have you found a tranny
Yeah.
yet? Have you found a tranny yet? Wrong kind of tranny. Have you found a
I was
tranny
going
yet?
to say he keeps responding with yes, but no transmission.
And I actually called him today and said, when are we working on your truck? He said, we had to
Yeah.
finish the cart first. And I said, why?
Yeah. So the truck, I'm putting it. I've got to finish the cart to get it out of here and get it gone. I am hoping my plan would be to give it away by 2.0 so somebody could then take it on 2.0. So it's got to get fixed soon because 2.0 is in
Great.
3 months.
Great
So
plan.
and then the old truck. And I'm trying not to snowball the parts list. You know, it's like, oh well, I need to redo the log manifold. Oh well, you know, they've got this one that's cheap. I can just buy it. Oh, if I'm going to buy it, man, that would save me some time. Well, what if I do this? I'm trying not to do that. Try to just get it back on the road running.
I just need a copy of your parts list. That way I know how fast I got to build whatever I build to outrun it.
Well, anything you've ever built's outrun it. There's not even been anything close. It was awesome. The one time I watched Jonathan tree me and then leave by about 300 feet, and it was a great view the whole time. So I need some redemption back on that
You
run
do.
there for yeah.
Yeah.
So it needs a break, trans break, and we can
what
do big burdens. Go ahead.
what other are you guys for either of you cats? Are you guys planning on doing any other drag and drives for this year besides the two we've been talking about?
Possibly 2.0, Race Week 2.0. I'm not registered at the moment, but I'm on wait list, so we'll see how that goes.
See how that goes.
And we had actually tried to get into 666, and I was going to go as Greg's co-pilot, but we didn't get in. I think I'm going to go. Me and my wife, I think we're going to go as sick ward and do the whole thing.
Oh,
So,
nice!
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
So, yep.
That'll be a super good one. And if you guys haven't paid attention, like Sick the Mag again, they're kind of doing their one-off events. They did Death Week last year. They're doing 666 this year. It's basically all of the Route 66, which is so cool. And I did Power Tour in 1999. I actually made a post about it because I just wrote an article for Sick the Mag about it. But we did a bunch of the Route 66 on that Power Tour, and I was a 19-year-old kid with a turbo Toyota truck. It was super fun.
Nice.
That's why we wanted to do it, because it's I don't know if that event will ever happen again.
Right.
Because I know that they're doing some single events like Death Week and then that. And I just felt like that would be some great tracks. It's long Route 66. I like another thing about that it's one way, which is
exactly
different. So
yep, you don't have to turn go all the way out that way and then turn back around and go back to all your junk. You'll already be halfway home.
So
I think 666 is going to be a blast. I'm doing it until Albuquerque, I think so, or Amarillo, one of the two. So pumped about that.
Hell yes.
Yeah, and it's also coming through Tulsa Raceway Park, Osage Casino and Hotel.
Osage Casino, Tulsa Raceway Park.
Yeah, Tulsa, 3101 North Garnett Road.
That's right. That's right. Mike Narx,
Friday,
social media manager.
Yeah, Friday fun drags. So, if you guys want to get out there and about,
you're finally getting the hang of that. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, hey, sometimes you got to say it 74 times a day.
Me and Greg had laughed. We thought about one of the years he won, getting up to the front there and be like, "Yeah, we're glad to have this Jones Performance engine built, Jones chassis built, LS7 powered machine finish in the top today. We had a really rough week, and then like I'm gonna change hats on him while it's
yes, that'd be great. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I usually have another hat sitting right over here. I could have just
yeah.
That's great.
Hell yes.
How fun. All right.
What about you, Narx? Where are we going to see you? I'm sure you've told all your viewers, but I want to know, where are we going to see you this year?
Yeah, all over the place. So my deal with the Midwest Drag Race Series is beginning to take off. 7 events I'm signed up for with them.
Sadly, yes, baby.
Yeah, sadly, it has taken me away from 3 drag and drive events that I got to leave early at. But hey, that's the way it goes. I'll be watching drag and drive all week and then go watch full mods, and Funny Car. So next up is obviously Six Summer. Last couple of days of Six Summer, I'm doing the first couple of days of Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0. I'll do to Oklahoma City and then drive 530 miles directly from Oklahoma City to St. Louis for a Midwest Drag Race Series event. That'll be kind of fun. See, that gets me through June. July, there's an event. I don't remember July. I'm somewhere in July, but the next big round of stuff is in September, and I'll do 3 days of drag week, and then I'll fly to Kansas City and do the biggest pro mod race in history. So at Flying H Drag Strip. So
hell yeah. And that's happened. That's happened in the last couple of days of
what's the date?
race
What is
week.
the date on that, Michael?
Yeah, it's September 19th through 21st.
Yep.
Can
Last
can
few
we
days
enter-
of race week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Can
Because
we
we were
enter-
talking about trying to get me over there for some announcing on that gig as
Yep.
well, and
Yep.
I'm already pre-committed to that, which
Occupied.
sucks. But I mean, if you're gonna miss a Dragon Drive, going to the richest pro mod
Yeah.
purse in I think it's of the year.
In history.
It's
almost
gonna be
$300,000. Yeah,
it's gonna be insane.
pretty intense.
It's going to
And
be
I
insane.
remember the July event is I'm announcing at Heads Up Hustle.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's going to be my first time to announce at that level for that long. So I'm going to be talking to Adam a few times for some pointers.
Ricola.
we were talking about Heads Up Hustle just a little bit ago. I told him if we weren't already scheduled so heavy that I would like to go to John's race, just because it's just we've got both of us have too much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with what you were talking about last night, Adam, with Gary, it's hard to believe. Like used to, it took everything we had to do one event a year.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, I even cut testing short because I had to have the money to do the event, and then now it's like, here we are doing 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, trying to do 3 or 4. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you read my article on what it costs to do a Dragon Drive, that stuff's pretty close, and that might even be on the low end. I mean, it's a couple $1,000 a week minimum. I mean, that's bare bones. You didn't break nothing. Yeah, and on top of that,
tell your wives.
if you're self-employed, you're not making any effing money that week.
Yeah,
either.
but it's a write-off. It's a write-off.
Well, I mean, right? It's advertising, right?
Yeah.
But you're still not making money. Like you can write it off in April. That's great.
Yeah.
But right now, my bills don't care that I'm writing crap off in April.
That's what I always tell anybody. It's like, oh, it's a write-off to do that. I'm like, yeah, dude, that write-off still costs money.
It costs money. Yeah, it's not like it's free.
I get to write a percentage of that off.
Yeah, you don't walk up and say like, hey, this is going to be a business write-off, and they're like, oh, well, you can have it for nothing.
Please
enjoy it, right? Have fun, anything you want. No. That's no joke. And yes, that stuff's expensive. On top of that, you're beating the dog crap out of your car. So there's that as well. So, and then you got to tow there and back. Unfortunately, none of us, as far as I know, other than Cletus, have the money to have a helicopter, and his helicopter is not big enough to sling load his freaking car to a racetrack.
Yeah.
So guess what? You're getting there via another set of wheels or that set of wheels, and that stuff doesn't happen instantaneously either. So yeah, this stuff is expensive, and for you guys to be doing 2 and 3 and 4 of them in a year, like I know that costs some money, and I know that that's a big ass commitment, and I love it, and I love you for doing it because it's super fun to see my homies out doing the damn thing.
Yeah, well, now you're talking about doing 2 in a month.
Yeah.
You're an animal. You're animals.
We got some well-to-do friends, and we were out here a little while back, and they was talking about how much this costs and how much that costs. And I had my race week shirt on. I was like, "Well, this shirt's $450."
Right.
And they're like,
$475 this year.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yep.
So,
that's only if you show up.
That's just to get the shirt. That doesn't count getting there and the rest of the week.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't even paid money to make one pass. You haven't bought one spark plug. It's $450 for a piece of the fabric on your back and a windshield banner sticker.
Yes.
Well, and here's one thing I think, and this is probably going to be the wrong thing to say, but Dragon Drive is cheap. It's cheap entry, and it's not cheap to do. But for when you start looking at like Texas 2K and FL 2K and stuff like that, this stuff's inexpensive. Like it's $400 for those guys to go race at TX 2K.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, if you break it out, 5 days of track rental.
Yeah.
Is you're doing pretty well. Typically like a private type track rental that we would get like that, where they kind of leave us alone and they're hands off, and we get track prep, is $500 a car.
Yeah.
So I mean, being able to get that for a week for less than $500 is,
Absolutely.
and especially if you're a dude, you're a crazy person like Greg, and you can make 12 or 15 passes in a night. You get you start breaking that down to per pass.
Yes.
And you're $20. That's you can't have more fun than that anywhere in the world ever.
that's one of the conversations me and Greg and me and Michael have talked about before. Is I break everything down to dollar per pass, and that's why we race where we do some of the times. And when you break it down that way, a drag and drive is the most fun you can have bang for buck. Like
Yep.
dollar per pass for sure.
Yep. Agreed.
And like if you're Larry Armstrong, it's like $3,
Right.
because he makes
Or-
so many.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
Ernie Riley.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yep.
Ernie's my jam. I like Ernie a lot.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to kick you guys off. I want to say thank you for coming in here and spending some time with us. I appreciate it. I can't wait to hang out at Six Summer, and I know that Adam's going to be over there, just like he's foaming at the mouth to look at.
I'm shoving microphones in both your faces, so get ready for that crap.
All right.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Thank you for coming on, telling stories. We appreciate it. I love the car. I love you guys. You guys you're awesome. You're part of the big friend group there, and appreciate you doing this for us.
Hey, thank you for having us on here.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys.
Heck yeah, dude. Thanks so much for rapping with us. Like, how cool was that to talk to those guys? And like I said, I don't get to do this ever. I sit up in the tower and go, well, Greg went another 1201. Well, Greg went another 1201. Greg went another 1200.
Sadly, Greg needed a 12008 instead of a 12.
Exactly. But actually getting a little bit of chance to sit and talk with people is it's worth the time and effort. So thank you guys so much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. See you guys.
Bye.
Dude, awesome.
Bro.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep. Dude, thank you for having me on.
That was great.
These are big shoes to fill. Eric kills it on this show with you, and does a lot of the kind of background stuff that you see kind of happening, and that's got Eric's fingerprints all over it. So it was super cool to kind of slide in here and fill those shoes. And like I said, they're big shoes to fill. But
give one big shout out. Tell everybody where they can find you, what your live stream schedule is, and all that stuff.
Totally. So I do the podcast Tuesday nights, 7:00 Mountain Time. So that's 8:00 your time, typically. Pretty much everyone I have is Central Time. And I do that. I try to do that as much as I can on Tuesdays, because I don't want to be on aside from this one, because we have the same people that watch yours that watch mine. So I try not to make them force them to choose a side, but that's Cool Drink. You can find that on my YouTube. It's it's at the @Adam Dorey. That happens there. It also happens on Facebook as well. On my Facebook, I do have a That's Cool Drink page going on, but I can't stream to that anymore, which is a shame.
Yeah. Thanks,
so it is what it is. But I've got a lot of stuff kind of going on there. There's some people asking questions and things like that in there. So check that out. That's Cool Drink on Facebook, Adam Dorey on YouTube, and Adam Dorey on Facebook. You will see me on Freedom Plus coming up next week for Six Summer, and then Rocky Mountain Race Week on Bang Shift. That's my June. So
yeah,
you'll
that's
see
going to
me
be
around.
great. I'm excited. All right, stay with me. I'm going to finish this thing out.
Yes, sir.
All right. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the comments. Sorry, my air compressor just came on, but hey, that's the way it works when you work in the shop out here in the podcast room. Y'all, I appreciate you so much. And I just want to say thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to our race car friends. Thank you all for being a part of this whole program. And I want to say thanks to WAF Racing for coming on as a new sponsor. I don't even have them up on the Race Car Friends decal here, but thank you for our race car friends. Thank you to our sponsors, Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, WAF Racing, Car Change 3D, Howard's Cams, Performer Built Transmission, Sweet Patina, Racing Junk, and Power Tube TV. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.